All right, welcome to AT's Weather. I'm meteorologist here in Tuttle. Tonight we're going to talk about the snow moving through the state. We're going to see who's going to see it, who's not, who's going to be able to build a snowman, who's not, how much you're going to get, all those riveting details coming up here in just a second. So thanks for joining me. Give a few more seconds for everybody to come on in. If you don't know or new to the party, broadcast live on 3 different social media platforms. So Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, which tags in a Periscope. So follow me on all those platforms, whichever one you like. It's all fine with me. And that way you can get me various ways. You can also reach me through my website, which is aarontuttle.weather.com. Also through my free weather app, AT's Weather to Go. You can find it on Apple and Google Play. Just search for AT's Weather. It'll populate. And in that, you can find all kinds of goodies, including a direct link to when I do go live. I do go live when I cover tornadoes, and I go live whenever I talk about something of interest, which in this case is going to be some snow. So, look, I love snow, and if there's even going to be a snowflake, I'm going to be on it. That's how hard up I am when it comes to snowflakes. I don't even care if it's a tiny bit of snow. I just want snow. If we go a whole winter, if we don't go a whole winter and I don't see snow, I'm not a happy meteorologist. All right, so let's get on with the show. You got over 1,000 of you in the game here. Okay, so let's move on to the first thing I want to show you. This little map here is what we call ping reports. These are live reports from you. For example, all these little animated dots you see with all the purple circles, that indicate sleet. So yeah, we've had a little bit of sleet mixed in, coming in with the raindrops. And you're going, well, why are we getting sleet? It was supposed to be snow. Well, that'll happen. Just give it a second. What we have right now is a dry air to overcome in the sounding. So this is a sounding profile from Norman this evening. Red is temperature. Green is the dew point. You can see how far apart they are. That's a lot of dry air. So what happens is you get these snowflakes which fall in this cooler area, moist atmosphere. And as they kind of evaporate, they turn into little snowballs or actually a little more sleet. And actually, it's probably a little bit more of just super cool droplets and some raindrops freezing in the sleet as it comes on down. Eventually, it'll saturate the lower parts of the atmosphere, and then we'll get that snow, but only for a little while. And it's going to go right quickly over to rain. We do have a warm nose. This is the sounding from Amarillo. It highlights the warm nose, which always hoses us in the wintertime for snow. 9 times out of 10. It's about 750 millibars with a southwest breeze. So, in other words, we only have a few hours here in central Oklahoma before this warmer temperatures aloft arrive. And that's, about 1,500 kilometers up into the atmosphere. So that kind of melts everything and says goodbye to the snow. All right. Before we get to that Debbie Downer, let's take a look at what we can squeeze out before that happens. Let's go to the playbook here. We'll go to the high-res model that we have, our short-term. Basically all models are in agreement, which makes this forecast much easier for meteorologists. So this is how things progress. We've got the light rain out there now. Maybe sometimes it's moderate out toward the panhandle of Texas. Otherwise, as we head into the midnight hour, we have that batch moving through central Oklahoma. And you can see some little blue showing up here on the map in various areas, higher up in Wichita and down here across just west of Tulsa, down along 75 and 69, somewhere in that area. And then some blue starting to show up here in the Oklahoma City metro area, which kind of expands here as we head toward the sweet spot between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, roughly. And then that kind of expands. You see more blue on the map, which means the atmosphere has turned over to more of a snow profile for just a little while, up through the daybreak hours of your drive time at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning here for the eastern third of Oklahoma. But you can see that doesn't last long. It transitions back over to rain, even maybe a little bit of sleet, possibly even a little bit of freezing rain mixed in to these eastern counties up along the Kansas-Arkansas border. But then it's back into rain by mid-morning, even for Arkansas. So the event is a short-lived event, even for rainfall. So Friday, Friday. What day is tomorrow? Wednesday. Don't expect a whole lot of rainfall here for the remainder of the day, unless you live out in eastern Oklahoma, and then for at least around lunchtime. Central Oklahoma, some sprinkles, maybe some drizzle, something like that, but otherwise nothing too heavy. And the snow, if we're going to have any, is going to be over with before most of you even wake up. Now the question is, how much is going to fall? Well, let's take a look. All right. Now, if we were to take just a 10-to-1 ratio, this is our standard average wintertime ratio. It's used as a blanket, fill in the blank here, boilerplate kind of a deal. It's got some stupid amounts, 4 inches. There's some 5 inches, 3 inches, 3 up around Ponca City. Here in eastern Oklahoma, the hot spots around Tulsa southward. Now, that's just if things were to be across a historical reference, but that's not the way the atmosphere works. So we'll take more of how things actually look in this particular environment, and we'll show you what the snowfall amounts are with that situation set up. And what we have here is, unfortunately, a dusting to maybe half an inch here over Oklahoma City area. And that means the metro region, so down south toward Norman, and maybe as far south as Pauls Valley, and then up north on 35 up toward Enid, for example. And then it gets a little bit heavier up along the borderline, up into Kansas, 1 to 2 to 3 inches up there. Pockets of 1 to 2, maybe even 3 here in the Tulsa area points southward. And you're thinking, woohoo, that's still snow. I can still work with that. Debbie Downer coming at you. Now, let's take a look at what happens when we melt a lot of that because of the rainfall that's mixed in. It's not huge amounts, but this will be like in the morning hours. If you're not there to witness as it's coming down heavy and you go playing it instantly, a lot of this will, of course, will melt because temperatures will still be above freezing. Matter of fact, we'll probably be into the mid-30s for most of these areas at this point in time. But you can see the amounts are much lighter, anywhere from a dusting to an inch in many areas here in the eastern third of the state. Now, I think the truth will lie in between. In other words, it won't be this dramatic. It'll be closer to this middle map I showed you, which was this one here. But just will take away the 4-inch and 3-inch total. So there might be an isolated 3-inch somewhere, but I'm thinking more likely 1 to 2 in the best areas. And this is, again, focused mainly in the eastern half of the state, so not much out west. With this event, one of the key things you can look at is the wet bulb temperatures. In other words, this is where the dew point and the temperature meet at the surface, and we're into the mid-30s. So we've got mid-30s for dew point values. Now, believe it or not, that's not freezing. No, it's not 32, but it is cold enough for snow. Just because it's snowing aloft and it hasn't had a chance for all of it to melt before it hits the ground. And with temperatures that low, it'll at least hang around for a little while. Not long, but at least a little while. And soil temperatures out there aren't as warm as they have been in the past. This morning they were in the mid to upper 30s. Now they're in the low 40s. They'll cool again into the mid 30s tonight. So that will help to keep it on the grassy surfaces somewhat. This is not a huge deal by any stretch of the imagination. This is the ensemble model for Oklahoma City, and what it's showing us is an average run of about half an inch of snow. There are some that go a little more crazy, up around 1 to 2, maybe even 3 inches, and then some down here in the noise of it, basically a light dusting. But a good take home for Oklahoma City on the average is probably about half an inch of snow, and most that will fall between midnight and roughly 4 o'clock in the morning, with the sweet spot around 2 to 3. That's really all the time we have to work with. Now, the Weather Service put out this graphic, which is actually pretty decent, just for a trace to less than an inch here in this light blue shading, up to 2 inches around Ponca City. And really, if you have to draw this map on over, it would cover much of the Tulsa area too, with, like I said, maybe a hot spot somewhere in here around 3 inches, assuming it doesn't all melt really quickly. So that is a very quick look at how your snow ought to pan out for tonight and tomorrow. This is also probably the fastest weather discussion I have ever given you. And I can just see a round of applause. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for keeping it so short and sweet. I do get a little long-winded, but we like to get into the data. I like to show you what I look at. I like to teach a little bit of weather along the way. So real quick, again, thank you guys for joining me on Twitter. Just looking at some of your comments. Hello from Caster. Leaf 9, and then Storm Brad says winter is dead. Winter is really disappointing, I will tell you that much. YouTube guys, King of Destruction, what a name. Hello from Yukon, right back at you. Nat said just had a shot of sleet in Seminole, and Mary says hello from Woodward, and hello Sunita. So thanks guys for chiming in on the YouTube live chat. for my Patreon page. This is on my Facebook private weather group page, which you get access to if you become a supporter. You can do that as a content creator supporter. You can do that through Patreon or through Facebook fan subscriptions. The link on how to do that is in this broadcast. You just, if you're on your mobile device, just tap it, and in the description column will come up. If you're on your computer, you'll have to look to your side where you comment, and then look above that where it says see more, and you can do that as well. Let me just skim your comments here real quick, and then we'll go to the main page. I'll see if you guys have any questions, and then we'll call it. Some of you are seeing some sleet in Ardmore. Good. At least you're getting something. Rain and hydro. Let's see here. Slushy stuff is for the birds. I'm telling you, it is going to be a slushy snow, very wet, which makes it good packing snow. So if you've got about a quarter to half inch, take a little extra effort. But you might actually get a snowball out of it, and you might get a really sad-looking snowman. Let's see what else we got here. I like the fact you guys are giving some props to Jody, because she has to put up with me disappearing to do weather at random times. But she understands. It's all part of the job. All right, to go back to the main page. Let's see. A lot of you guys are not liking winter. I'm seeing your comments. I understand. Some of you are probably loving this. I'm not liking it. I like cold and snow, because otherwise, what is there in life to live for? In Oklahoma, come on, we want all seasons. That way you can appreciate each season individually. Let's see here. No snow, no school closings, Whitney. That would not happen in this event. Even for like eastern Oklahoma, where they might get the 2 to 3 inches in some weird random spot, even though the ground temperatures will be in the mid 30s, with the grass that'll stick around for a little while, a couple hours, but it's the roads that'll be above freezing as well, and so those will be a little warmer, and that won't be a problem, because with temperatures in the mid 30s, they just turn into water on the roads. Let's see. To overcome that would have to snow a lot, and it would only be for a very short window of time. So literally, it would have to snow so much to where you get about 2 inches on the ground, and then hurry up and cancel, because in an hour from that, it would all be water again. So that's kind of sad. All right, let's see. What about snow long-term prospects? Rolanya wants to know. It's sad. I mean, we do have some systems coming up in February. I think there was 2 that showed up long-term in the climate models. Those models, though, don't always do so hot, but hey, at least it's something. So I'm not giving up hope. I'm just really sad this is all we've had so far. It takes me back to where we had almost a foot or more of snow in Woodward area in, was it October? I think it was. Freak storm. Man, I wish we could get that here and when it counts. Matt wants 6 inches of snow in Oklahoma City. I'm with you. Let's see. Summer forever. Lisa, that's funny. David wants 3 feet of snow. Man, I'm telling you. Yeah, we can get all seasons in about 24 hours, Melody. But yes, only in Oklahoma. Jim, gray hair stressing. Do I have gray hair? Let me turn sideways. Is it any of that side or that side? Or is it just the lighting? No stress. Living in South Tulsa, do we expect snow and sleet? Jennifer, yes, you will. You will get yourself some snow. For the Tulsa area, it's going to be roughly, your window is roughly 3 a.m. to about 6 a.m. Is your best shot at seeing some snow in the Tulsa area. Give or take. So that's why you have a little bit longer period, a little longer window of getting some snow. Therefore, your accumulation is going to be a little bit better. Whereas in Oklahoma City, we have a shorter window, and warmer temperatures will be coming in from the west aloft, which is kind of going to keep it to a very short period for us. So we don't get much. But, okay, Sarah. Let's see. Someone's late. Battle Boys OKC. What about OKC? Oh, you're late to the party. LTTP. You guys are already looking forward to the future. That's hilarious. I'm just skipping through on all the comments and all the channels just so I can keep up with everybody. it would make this a lot easier if everybody, just a fresh fade, April, if everybody's on the same page. That would be really easy to, for me to handle a lot better. But I gotta click back and forth, which is fine. I gotta just chase you guys down. You guys are like herding cats. All right. So what was the question that was given to me? I've already lost my focus. Okay, so somebody want to know about Oklahoma City, which means they're late to the party. So again, let's do a real quick model recap just on the amounts. I'll show you two graphics, those of you folks that are late. So this is the snowfall totals expected here across the eastern half of the state. So roughly a dusting to maybe about half an inch around Oklahoma City seems to be a common output in the model data. It does quickly go up to 1 to 3 inches here across much of the eastern half of Kansas, and then the eastern, say, third of Oklahoma is a better shot of seeing some 2 to possibly 3 inch totals sneaking in there. Otherwise, it's probably a lot of 1 to 2 inches for sure. And it will last for a little while in the morning, early morning hours. By mid-morning, I think most will probably melt because temperatures will stay above freezing. And I can actually show you that. I didn't show you that earlier, but here's a look at readings tonight. And yes, it can snow with readings in the mid-30s, which is what we have here over central Oklahoma. Low 30s though out to the east, which is why you have also a better shot at seeing some better snow accumulations down into western Arkansas. And there by mid-morning, we're in the upper 30s here in central Oklahoma. And by 9 o'clock, you're in the mid-30s in the Tulsa area. And then we'll warm up, looks like, to around low 40s here in central Oklahoma tomorrow. And then the upper 30s near 40 in the Tulsa area. So that's why the snow won't stick around, whatever you do get. It'll be another cold day, another fun, miserable day. But hey, at least you start off, with a little blanket of white for some of you out there. So that's, it's not bad. All right, well, that was pretty much it. As I said, my forecast was really short and sweet tonight. And I had a little time to look at some of your comments and questions that I normally don't get to do because I spend so much time telling you what's about to happen. For those of you folks though that have chosen to support me, I'm greatly appreciative. So that helps me put more of the investment back into this weather operation, give you more goodies through my weather app, for example, AT's Weather. I took off the Google ads on that, so that's ad free for you, so you don't get any more of those full page pop-ups. They're the ones that were having to pay the rent, though, on this operation. But everybody was so angry with them. I was like, okay, I had to come up with another solution. So you guys came out for the content creator portion of supporting me that way, and I was able to take those off. And then I'll be firing up closed captioning for tornado coverage here for the spring, because that's expensive too, and so that helps pay for that. And I had to... I got a vast array of computers set up. So one computer died and I had to replace it. So I bought the last one I built, it was a gaming machine that I built because I have to have that kind of hardware to power 4 different streams live and compression. It's a dog on the processor. So you got to have a high-end graphics card for all that. And so my other computer, kind of like an older backup, it died. Literally. So I had to go and get another one. So rather than build one, I bought a used Dell XPS gamer machine, and I just put a couple things in it, and it's actually probably almost equal or better than the one I built because it was a lot newer. So now I'm back in business, but save money that way rather than buying a brand new one, brand new. The computer world changes so fast. The gamers, man, they're pushing everything from the power supplies to the graphics cards, the technology and what you can get out of it to do stuff like I'm doing. The gamers are actually leading the way. It's helping me out big time. So keep gaming. I get the benefit. So, all right. Well, I've rambled off, and you guys are trailing off, which means it's time to go to bed. All right, listen, thanks again for watching, and enjoy whatever snow you get. Send me some pictures. Post them on my wall. You can hashtag AT's Weather on any post you make on social media, as long as it's public. So your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, just tag that in, and it'll show up on my website under the media collage of hashtags of AT's Weather. And so like a big community of snow pictures would be really cool to see. So if you guys want to do that, give it a shot. All right, guys, be careful. We'll talk soon. Good night.